Hi there, welcome from Hillsborough. This is Varsity Women's First Football Final. You're joined here by Oliver Mooney and
Julia Coulson. We are live, as we say. Sheffield University are the 2018 Varsity champions, but there are still 2 matches of football to play, and we'll be live from Hillsborough both of those fields.
yeah, absolutely. There's still pride to play for on Hallam's part as well. We're just about to get underway here at Hillsborough. University of Sheffield are going to take kickoff. We're just going to go through the lineups as soon as the game gets underway. Waiting on the referee's whistle. I can hear the Hallam fans below us as kickoff is underway. Let's go through the starting line. So for Team Hallam, we've got number 1, Sarah Horrocks, number 2, Victoria Thomas, number 7, Chloe Brock-Taylor, 14, Georgia Day, 17, Alexa Hunter, 3, Samantha Tierney, 6, Jessie Knott, 10, Natalie Watson, 12, Emily Gillett, 16, Courtney Smore, and number 11, Jasmine Saxton. And on University of Sheffield, sorry about that. We've got a little bit of technical difficulties here. Sorry for the Sports Sheffield lineup. Number 1, Emily Batty. Number 4, Holly Evans. 5, Isabel Whittle. 3, Monica Martinez. 2, Evelyn Gold. 6, Annie Timmis. 8, Elena Rollison. 12, Sophie Schwertner. 10, Sophie Pearce. 11, Carly Jackson. And 7, Erin Kelly. And we look now towards the pitch inside University of Sheffield's box. Isabel Whittle on control of the ball here. Looking for options, but clears forward. Intercepted, however. Hallam back on the ball. And now to Emily Gillett. Intercepted by Erin Kelly. Not quite, though. Out for a throw-in for Sheffield. Hallam on the near side to the main stand towards the Kop end. About level with the 18-yard box. But Chloe Brock-Taylor is to take the throw-in. She's looking to go long. Launched into the box, headed away. That'll be out for the first corner of the match, and that is to Sheffield Hallam, who are 5-0 victors in this fixture this time last year. Corner on the near side to the main stand at the Kop end. Number 11, Jasmine Saxton, is going to take this. Booted into the box. Now it's a good through ball, but not quite there on the left. Cleared away by the number 7. Unioff back on the ball, back halfway line. Throw in to Sheffield Hallam on the main stand side. Been mostly in University of Sheffield's half.
But Hallam are making some improvements there.
Absolutely, as we're back out to number 17, Alexa Hunter. Tries a through ball to Jasmine Saxton, doesn't quite work out.
And Isabel Whittle there makes the interception. University ball.
Forward, but not quite what they're after. Back into Hallam possession, cleared away. Touched by Saxton, not quite what she wanted. Concedes a free kick midway through the Hallam half. So what do you make of the first opening few minutes, Julie?
I think that University, they seem coming out fighting, they seem to be attacking quite a lot. We had our 2017 result, of course. It was 5-0 to the Hallam side. So maybe University trying to prove themselves.
Proving a point, yeah.
Perhaps. What about you, Ollie?
Well, they've had a great season for sure. They finished top of Northern 2B in their football league. As we see the free kick into the box, but cleared away. It was a poor free kick in the end, too low.
And that is taken up by number 4 from University, Holly Evans there. safely deflecting the ball away from Hallam. Yes, Ollie, what's your thoughts so far?
Well, I personally think that Hallam have been the one more pressing so far. University of Sheffield looking to get forward. They're looking to get on the break. You know, we'd see Hallam as the favourites really, as the Northern 1A side in comparison to the University of Sheffield, who had just won the 2B. So obviously we're going to see Hallam as the favourites, especially after their 5-0 win last year.
Yeah.
But anything can happen. We've seen that so far.
Exactly.
Past results aren't necessarily going to determine what happens today. A free kick through on the far side, not quite there.
Not quite, not be able to reach number 12 there, Sophie Swerchner from University. Yeah, we've had some very surprising results this 2018
Well,
Varsity.
so far, I was at the Athletics on Friday, and we did see some results which didn't quite go how they expected. You know, some results which Hallam were expected to win in the women's, but actually went the other way around. So, you know, we can't write off the University of Sheffield right now. And it's a fairly even game at the moment. They've come out more from their half, looking to attack more. You know, that free kick earlier didn't quite work out, but it was good ideas. As we see the ball with Sheffield Hallam University through ball to number 16. Sophie Small.
Isabel Whittle there from, oh no, Holly Evans, apologies there, trying to deflect the pass off the Hallam attack, but they keep the ball into, in a very safe header there, deflected by University into the University goalkeeper.
To the box, but Emily Batty can allow that to go out for a goal kick to the University of Sheffield. Hallam not looking the most creative at the moment, trying the balls over the top, but they'll probably need to do a little bit better than that to get past this University of Sheffield defence.
Especially it's just started to rain quite badly.
Starting to tip it down here, but you know, as football players, this shouldn't be bothering them at all.
No.
On a pitch like this, especially at Hillsborough.
Two football teams in northern leagues. This rain should not bother them, and that is picked up there by Hallam. It's just in the attack there, deflected by number 7 from University. That is Erin Kelly there, but Hallam retained the ball. Little bit of a
scramble there, but University of Sheffield come away with the ball.
Quite a few sort of tackles at the moment who look may possibly a bit on the foul side, but the referee seems to be showing quite a clean game at the moment. She is following the ball.
Shepherding out for a goal kick to University of Sheffield, which it will be. Emily Batty pick up the ball.
This must be a great varsity for her, because as we found out, Emily Batty, if I'm not wrong, is actually in her first year of a psychology degree. So this is a great thing for her to experience.
What a way to be introduced to varsity by playing on the Hillsborough pitch, the famous...
In goal.
Yeah, in goal as well, you know, in front of the Cop end in the first half.
That would be wonderful for her.
And they've had a great season as well, University of Sheffield.
Definitely. They made it to the last 8 of the Conference Cup. A cup in the lower division to the one that Hallam were in, the Bucks Football Conference Trophy as such. But, you know, still good to get to the last 8.
Through ball there to Sophie Schwertner. She tries an effort, however, straight at Sarah Horrocks.
Definitely a good line there with the ball. Good power. Just the goalkeeper there from Hallam.
The through ball to Schwertner was a great one again. They like going down that side. Didn't work out again. Ball intercepted by Monica Martinez. Ball out for a Hallam throw. Midway through the University of Sheffield half. Sun starting to come out here. The rain's still coming down. At least we've got a bit of sunshine with us.
Yeah, we've had some quite, you know, in varsity in general, as we were saying, some quite surprising results. We had the ice hockey 2s, for instance, from University being victorious. I think that was the first time ever, or the first time in a very long time.
It was a great result for the University of Sheffield, wasn't it?
So, you know, we may be saying that Hallam are in a higher league or a higher division, but University, you know, have got a shot to...
Well, they have got a chance here. They've been going forward so far just as much as Hallam have. But it's all about what you can do in the final third.
Exactly. And we've got Hallam shooting towards the spine clock end. And we have University shooting towards Leppings Lane end. So if you are a fan of Hillsborough, visualise it in your mind. This is where we are.
Sunny and rainy day at the same time.
It's definitely England. It's definitely Sheffield. We can see a slight rainbow there because it's now raining and sunny.
Oh yeah, we can see a little rainbow just below the tip of the stand roof.
I wonder if any of the teams will make use of the rainbow, and we might have a goal sword very soon.
There'll be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for one of these teams. We'll find out. As University of Sheffield back in possession, Schwertner battling out but loses it.
We're just coming up to the first 10 minutes of this women's football final. No goals so far, some chances, but overall some very good play shown by both teams.
Absolutely.
Interception there by number 7 of University, that is Erin Kelly.
She tried the cross in from the left-hand side, but too low and straight towards a Hallam defender, cleared away. Hallam now in possession, looking to get forward.
Passing it there to
now
Hallam.
Samantha Tierney. Ball
and the
forward.
But it is safely into the possession of Emily Batty there from University.
Jasmine Saxton was chasing that down, but it got to Batty before she could make it and get a touch. Easy collecting from the keeper. Down the left-hand side, intercepted by Hallam.
And that is picked up there by University. They're looking to bring this ball down the court. Or pitch.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Into,
sliced there.
That was
by Schwertner.
Very, very good there from Schwertner.
Yeah, deflected pass from Erin Kelly, found its way to Schwertner on the right-hand side, but she just sliced that effort and went out way to the right of Sarah Horrocks' goal.
Sarah Horrocks now takes the ball, looking to pass it up the court, as Emily Batty was trying to do only a few moments ago. So very evenly matched at the moment.
Short kick from Horrocks. University of Sheffield back in possession. Here was Sophie Peace.
Eleanor Rollison from University just trying to give University a bit of a...
Oh, bit of a mix-up there.
Oh.
And Horrocks almost gave away the ball with two University of Sheffield attackers right by her.
We had Carly Jackson there, just slightly, very close to the goalkeeper. If that had been a missed ball, we could have had a goal for University.
The ball bounced quite high for Horrocks.
Even possibly the risk of a handball for Carly Jackson if she had been in the slightly... So it's back to Emily Batty now from University, looking to bring the ball back into University attacking half.
Schwertner tried the ball forward down on the right-hand side, but easily intercepted by the Hallam defence, cleared forward by Horrocks. Middle of the park now. Can Hallam make most of that possession? But no, she can't.
Thurtsino takes that ball again, but trying to find someone on the attacking half, a University player further up, but just never. The ball seems to be kicked and just found into the Hallam defence almost.
I think that for both sides so far, the teams are struggling to find that final cutting-edge pass, which will allow them to get that chance on goal. You know, the biggest chance so far for University of Sheffield must have been from Sophie Schwertner when she sliced that effort on the right-hand side. But also Horrocks could have given away a really sloppy goal with that bouncing ball. See, they throw to Hallam on the far side from us.
And as Ollie was saying, you know, almost at the moment from the pitch, the players all seem very crowded in the centre.
Well, absolutely. They're looking to get that possession. There's still a fight for possession in this half. No team really is asserting dominance. They're keen to get the ball. Now on the right-hand side, number 12, Emily Gillett. Tries a chip ball forward, but it's over the head of Natalie Watson. Emily Batty picks it up, absolutely.
So into these sort of first 14 minutes, we actually have some very interesting statistics for you all. So far, University have made 3 shots, so 3 shots attempted, and 2 have been on target. So quite a good ratio there. in comparison to Hallam's one shot, and of which one was on target. So, you know, these stats tell us that University are dominating that slightly bit more.
Yeah, they've got that edge so far on the attacking wise. I think they've managed to create a couple more chances than Hallam so far. As we see the throw-in on the halfway line, it's now throw to University of Sheffield.
And that will be
between two players.
That will be taken by Monica Martinez there, trying to find some University players. But that goes back to the defensive line. Oh, a near missed ball there by Emily Batu. If that had rolled any quicker, it would have been an own goal there.
Couldn't quite see the angle actually from there if it was going to roll into the back of the net. But Emily Batu, that was a poor touch, but she did get away with that time.
Yeah.
No worries this time
safely
for the keeper.
Back into University possession. Again, they're trying to find the passes down the court, but again, I think that was Isabel Whittle there. Her arm was directing as though, you know, University get down the pitch a bit more.
Absolutely.
So let's see how the next few moments go.
Possession lost as a ball to Schwertner goes out for a Hallam throw-in. So Hunter will take this. Tried forward. Back into the Hallam defence. Tries a cutting pass across the pitch. Didn't quite work.
Into the Hallam defence there.
Pressure
we have Carly
defence.
Jackson just trying to put a bit of pressure on, but doesn't succeed.
This time.
Ball now back with Hallam.
Played across, now in the middle, into the centre circle. Ball forward, but intercepted by Holly Evans.
And just to remind our viewers and our listeners, the Varsity score currently stands at 43-34. So University of Sheffield have won Varsity, but as we say, 2 more matches to play here. It's all to play for still.
It's still about pride, isn't it?
Yes.
They still want to finish on a high, Hallam, and obviously the University of Sheffield will want to get as high a score as possible. So the game still matters, even though the overall Varsity score has been decided.
And, you know, it wasn't a decisive win almost for the University as in previous years. You know, was a bit, can they do it this morning? But University have been able to just pull that lead and get to the 40 points.
Absolutely.
But, you know...
And they've exceeded it as well.
Exactly. But the ball is now in the Hallam attacking third. There's a small little... don't know whether kerfuffle's the right word there. But that is Natalie Watson from the Hallam side, just trying to get behind the University defence and bring the ball towards the goal a bit. And a chance to
Jasmine
rise
Saxton.
there. Oh.
Great block. Combination of blocks from 2 University of Sheffield defenders. Ball cleared away now. Counter-attack.
Oh, and that
but
is
intercepted by Hallam. I was about to continue with that, but intercepted by Hallam. Sloppy ball.
And that interception done there was by Chloe Brock-Taylor. She's been quite strong actually so far. You know, she's really watching the ball, making quite a few interceptions.
Coming forward, yeah.
Yeah, putting the pressure on a bit. A very good play by Brock-Taylor there.
Boisterous set of Hallam fans below us, showing the support for their girls this afternoon.
I'm sure Sheffield tonight will be a fun place to be as such. But, and that is a pass there from Evelyn Gould. And that is Evelyn there was just trying to find a cutting edge pass, as Ollie put it, but not quite there.
Not quite there yet. A lot of passes have been made towards Schwertner on the right-hand side, but it hasn't quite worked out for her so far, the winger. Out for another throw-in on that far side to Hallam, to be taken by Alexa Hunter.
So Hallam again looking to apply a bit of pressure, maybe get the ball a bit further up than they have recently. And that goes...
Hallam did have that chance earlier with Jasmine Saxton on the edge of the penalty area, but two combined blocks on the behalf of the University of Sheffield ensured that that wasn't going to go any further. Throw-in now taken on the far side, out again for another Hallam throw after deflection of Schwertner.
The ball just slightly going into the crowd seating area there, so one of the stewards is just grabbing
Alexa Hunter waiting on that ball.
And the play can now resume.
Yards in advance.
Oh,
Not sure what happened there. I think
she
wasn't a foul throw because she's been given it again.
possibly dropped or...
I think she was told to advance back a few yards.
And a very strong pass there, but it is picked up by the University midfielders there.
Schwertner tries a 1-2. Second.
It's now with the Hallam offence, and they're trying to move it down their attacking half. But there is a crowd of University
And that's a great
defenders.
ball to Emily Gillett.
Oh,
And through to Saxton. Out
that was a
for
very...
a goal kick, shepherded out by the University of Sheffield skipper.
We had... that was very good play. Jasmine Saxton there, finding gaps in the University defence.
It was good play from Emily Gillett, who found Saxton inside the box.
Good teamwork between those two, but they just didn't have quite enough power in the pass towards the goal. And Emily Batty there just bringing the ball back into play.
Saxton needed to be quicker there, I think.
But then again, you know, it's this Hallam starting to apply the pressure a bit more. They've warmed up in the match.
Maybe with the help of the sunshine.
And that is a free throw to Hallam.
That far side, a Hallam throw.
Some deliberation there about who will take this throw, but
It will be Alexa Hunter again. She seems to be the key throw taker so far this game for Hallam. Not like it has much importance, considering it hasn't been in the final third much. Now a University of Sheffield throw.
So what will University be looking to do you think, Ollie?
Well, I think that the ball's being played on the floor is a good idea. They haven't quite found yet that cutting edge pass, that pass which is needed in the final third to split open that Hallam defence. But equally, the balls over the top have been proving to be an issue, especially for goalkeeper Sarah Horrocks, who fumbled the ball and almost gave away a very clumsy goal, but thankfully that didn't go that way for her.
Well, and that is a very clean tackle there by Emily Gillett.
Now with Carly Jackson, she's going to try and find Schwertner, but it's way too short, intercepted. Great dribbling there from Courtney Small. Intercepted well by Isabel White.
And that is just being chased there by the University. That is Schwertner again.
Burn on the right-hand side, almost a terrific ball, but it bounced off of the head of Sophie Peace.
She just didn't quite, you know, she'd almost turned around there. That header
She could have chested it down, actually.
Yeah.
But it eventually
and
bounced
that is
off her
brought
head.
again. That is found by Erin Kelly of the University team. She tries to find a midfielder from University, but just doesn't quite get the attackers to move up.
Good
But that's
interception there by Carly Jackson. Out wide to Schwertner. Will she find Jackson again?
She will.
Into Jackson. She'll have a goal and goal. And that's a fantastic finish.
And
It's
that is
into
a
the
goal
low
for
bottom corner.
University. That was an absolutely brilliant goal. Carly Jackson there was helping bring the ball down.
It was a fantastic finish from Carly Jackson. That 1-2 was Sophie Schwertner. Schwertner threw her again inside the box. She had plenty of space, all the time in the world to choose her spot.
And Carly Jackson there, her teammates congratulating her.
It was a great finish, actually. It's one of those shots where you don't need the power if you have the placement.
Yeah.
And she placed it perfectly past Sarah Horrocks to her left and low into the far bottom corner. Hallam take the kick-off again.
So,
University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam University 0, 23 minutes gone.
will University score again? Will Hallam respond?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Stay with us.
They're now looking for a response on Hallam's part. The favourites for this match are trailing within the opening half an hour. Do you think it's quite surprising that the University of Sheffield they had the more chances in this game? Do you think that's quite surprising to you?
I think, you know what? I think University were definitely, from the first minute onwards, were being very pressurised. They were trying to attack. They were trying to find that pass.
They were very positive, weren't they?
Yeah, I think as some people say, Hallam were almost on the defensive for the first 23 minutes. And you can see that from the fact that University were able to get that goal, because after a few attempts they managed to find that cutting edge pass, as you said.
Absolutely. It took a few tries, but in the end they did manage to find that final ball which was needed. But I think there's a lot of questioning to do on Hallam's part as well. A lot of space was given to Carly Jackson inside that penalty area. It should have been closed down a lot quicker, but there'll be no complaints on behalf of the University of Sheffield for that, as they lead here against what would be called the favourites of Sheffield Hallam.
So we've possibly got an underdogs versus the favourites sort of scenario going on. But yeah, even the goal just scored, the ball did not seem to travel that fast almost. You would be surprised that Sarah Horrocks wouldn't attempt to sort of, I don't know.
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's why I was saying about power and placement. If you've got the placement from that distance, you don't necessarily need the power behind the shot, and there was enough of quality placement there from Jackson to get it past the hands of Sarah Horrocks. As University of Sheffield have possession inside the Hallam half. Good little bit of dribbling there from Isabel Whittle.
She seems to be navigating her way round the defence and makes it back into University's.
Cross, not quite there, cleared away. Back into possession with Annie Timmis.
University again applying that pressure, trying to find the goal-scoring opportunities again.
A lot of pressure on the Hallam back four at the moment, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely.
Schwertner and Jackson trying to cause problems, which they have been a lot of the time.
Definitely.
Now Alexa Hunter tries a ball forward, tries to find number 11, Jasmine Saxton, but doesn't quite make it. Intercepted. Hallam back in possession, however. Middle of the court. Hunter tries a long ball forward, but that's going nowhere.
And that's safely into Emily Batty's hands. It's still 1-0 to University, but we are only 26.5 minutes in.
We've still got a long way to go in this one, as Hallam are perhaps by surprise before the match behind. But if you have been watching the opening half an hour of this game, you wouldn't be surprised at all that the University of Sheffield are in the lead. But you would be surprised, however, that Hallam haven't been providing more quality attacking.
Yeah, we've got a slight tackling there going on, but the referee seems to... That was by Isabel Whittle again. She's just applying the pressure to Jasmine Saxton off Hallam there. Just trying to make sure she's really keeping the ball if she is having the ball.
Brock Taylor takes that long throw on the right-hand side. Possession again. Oh, it's not... Again, not quite there for Sheffield Hallam.
Yeah, Hallam there trying with Samantha Tierney to...
oh, that's a very short pass.
And that was
almost
a double whammy there for Carly Jackson.
Almost a costly one, absolutely.
They're looking for Carly Jackson again.
And here's Carly Jackson. Can't quite get the touch.
She seems to be almost... I think so far Carly Jackson has been... I don't know whether surprising is the word. She's been a very strong player, but almost... You don't quite realise it, but then she's just there all the time.
There are some players who you don't notice the effort and the quality they put into a team's performance. You get players like that. She certainly has been one of the strongest performers on the pitch so far.
Definitely. And
as she passes it back to number 2, Evelyn Gold.
With Carly Jackson, I think so far would be my player of the match from University side.
It certainly would be a University of Sheffield player at the moment, as University of Sheffield have a throw-in in line with the 18-yard line.
There's some deliberation there about where this ball might be directed to. Into Carly Jackson there, trying to find its way, finds its way to Eleanor there. Oh, and that was...
She could have taken a touch there, Erin Kelly.
Just slightly...
She had more time than she thought.
Yeah, if she as you were saying, chest the pass down. If she just kicked the pass down to the floor, she might have had a good angle there. And maybe a missed chance by University, but back into Sarah Horrocks.
It could have been a good chance, you are correct. She could have chested it down, took a touch.
And that is into the possession of Emily Batty, quite nearly there, picked up.
She was looking to let that roll back, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She was looking to let that roll back into the box, but she didn't have enough time, so she needed to clear that. We now have a throw-in on the far side to Sheffield Hallam. just beyond halfway.
Should also mention the fact that the crowds have gotten mildly larger actually while we've been standing here.
Slowly growing throughout the game.
Yeah.
I haven't been noticing, to be honest. I'm focusing on the pitch as Alexa Hunter is once again on throw-in duties.
I think I can see the University men's football team in the stand opposite us there. I think that's the northern stand, so they'll be thinking about their match and maybe getting some tips off the women before them just to see how...
Absolutely.
So we're in Hallam's attacking half. The ball has been picked up by Jasmine Saxton there.
Ball back to Victoria Thomas.
Hallam are looking to put the pressure on.
Intercepted though, however.
Back into the possession of Kylie Jackson.
That's a fantastic ball to Schwertner again from Jackson.
She's just trying, Schwertner there, trying to find
intercepts the ball again.
The cross to Kylie Jackson, but she's not quite finding it there. And that is Schwertner on the ground there. She looks as though...
she is down. Still playing on.
The referee has not yet stopped the play. But
out wide now to Erin Kelly. On the left-hand side, just inside the box. Brought away. Cross was deflected, now brought away. Hallam counter-attack on the cards.
I think Schwertner now has managed to stand up. She was shaking her ankle a bit there. But she looks as though she's okay. She might have just...
She looks like she's got... Oh. She is reaching down. I think she'll be all right for now. We'll see later on if she's able to continue.
Yeah.
She seems okay for now.
And that is a throw in there to Hallam. Oh, and
she's down again. The referee has decided to bring the game to a halt.
So Schwertner there. She's in a crouching position on the floor, and she's walking her right knee, I think that is. She's almost limping a bit. I'm not too sure whether there'll be a substitute or...
There could be a substitution on the cards. However, I believe she is fine to carry on. The referee just wanted to ensure that she was all right. Yeah. She says so for now. She says, I'm all right for now.
These girls have trained so hard for this moment, you know, for the Bucks League as well, for Varsity, for these sorts of matches, you know. If you get injured, you don't want to leave the match lightheartedly. You want to stay for as long as you can.
Absolutely.
It's Varsity 2018.
It's a big moment at a big stadium like Hillsborough. You want to make the most, soak it all up, like they're soaking up the sunshine right now.
Exactly. The rain has stopped, and the rainbow, I'm afraid, but we have sunshine.
Well, there was the pot of gold for the women in black and gold earlier.
Exactly, yes.
That we talked about earlier with that goal from Kylie Jackson.
We just got a slight bit of pressure there applied by Kylie Jackson in for the Hallam defence, but the ball doesn't quite make it to her. And so Hallam now have the ball, looking to bring it up to their goal. Very clean pass there by Samantha Tierney from Hallam.
And Gillett complaining that she was held back by Monica Martinez, and she will get her wish for a free kick.
And the referee there just looking to possibly... Oh, there's University player being called over there.
Does call her over, in fact. She's going to have a word. Not sure if there's going to be any cards involved. No, there won't. So free kick on the right-hand side to Sheffield Hallam.
That was
about 30 yards from goal.
A little talking to there by Monica Martinez. Possibly,
just a telling off for now. Just a slap on the wrist. As the number 3, Samantha Tierney, is going to take this free kick.
So we have a Hallam free kick looking for their first goal of this match. A very clean pass
Tierney crossed it in. That's a good ball. Scramble in the box. Attempt to clear away first time blocked.
That is Annie Timmis there.
Annie Timmis let that go out for a goal kick. And personally, I would have been sure if that was going to end up as a goal kick or a corner. So it was a brave move from her, but that is a goal kick to University of Sheffield. Emily Batty preparing to take that goal kick. Perhaps a let-off there for University of Sheffield, do you think?
Possibly, you know. As you say, Hallam are the stronger side going into this. They've had a corner, and, you know, University have had no corners actually this whole game. They've had a free kick, yet they can't just quite seem to find the right pass at the right time, I suppose.
The set pieces seem to be dangerous, however. the infield play hasn't quite been there for Hallam so far, which is disappointing on their behalf, but it's great for University of Sheffield. However, nicked off the ball there by Jessie Knott.
Jessie Knott just trying to find... She's holding up her hand there, as though to say...
Referee awards a corner to Hallam on their left-hand side. A second corner of the game for Hallam.
And that will be taken by... That will be Jasmine Saxton.
Jasmine Saxton, who has been providing most of the danger so far in this match for Hallam. 34 minutes played. University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam 0 in this women's first final.
Very high kick there by Jasmine Saxton. Just doesn't quite find the Hallam attackers there, headed off by the University defence. I think
another corner.
Ollie, I don't know if you'd agree with me, but Jasmine Saxton's going to be my Hallam player of the match so far.
So far for Hallam, but I don't think many of the Hallam players so far have shown the quality which they can show. Corner in, cleared away. Battle on the ball, and the referee has adjudged Alexa Hunter to have been fouled. That will be a free kick just about 25 yards from goal.
A slight push there almost by Carly Jackson on the Hallam player, which I think led to this free kick being awarded. So possibly pressure being stepped up. It's
a good position.
Yeah.
For it. They probably would ideally like it to be towards more for the left or the right. It is quite central, however. This could be a dangerous ball if she gets it right. If she just dinks it over the defence, not too far, so that Emily Batty can get it. And she will go for goal, straight into the chest of Emily Batty, well caught.
She falls on the pitch there with the ball in her hands. A very safe, clean save there.
Perhaps a wasteful effort, however, on Hallam's part. They could have tried a through ball or a ball over the top.
Yeah, possibly passing it out before going straight for the goal as such.
Absolutely.
Maybe that is the response to the pressure of University. They're thinking any goal scoring opportunity has got to be a goal.
That's an attempted flick by Erin Kelly towards Carly Jackson, but that didn't quite work out. Cleared away by Sarah Horrocks in goal. Still another battle for possession.
Again, all Hallam and University players are crowded within, one sort of section of the pitch.
Again, is that battle for possession. No team can quite dominate, and Schwertner tries to win the ball. Referee waves away any protest of any foul on either side. Here's Schwertner, cuts inside, in the middle.
It's into...
For Sophie Pearce, and great save by Sarah Horrocks.
Brilliant save by Sarah Horrocks there. A slight tumble earlier. We had quite a few Hallam shouts there when that wasn't awarded a foul, but it's now a University corner, their first of the game. That is going to be taken by Eleanor Rollison there.
Julie's just had first corner of the match for University of Sheffield on the left-hand side. Ball into the box, it's a good ball, but somehow Hallam managed to come away.
Doesn't quite find the University players there.
No. There's Jasmine Saxton chasing down the ball. She's desperate to get a chance on goal.
She has been a very, very high-pressured player, as in, she's putting the pressure there, she's trying for those shots.
She knows that's part of her job, and she is trying her hardest to create a chance. An interception again from Schwertner. Some great play, but the ball
trying to find
towards Sophie Pearce didn't quite work out there. Sophie Pearce, she had a great chance on goal earlier.
She did.
Again, she had quite a lot of time in the box. She could have picked her spot, however, her effort was saved by Sarah Horrocks. Still a good save on Horrocks' part, but do you think perhaps that Pearce could have done a bit more with that?
I think Pearce possibly could have, dribbled it to possibly the left or the right-hand side, just to maybe get around that player. Again, it was quite a central goal, as in the line that she chose. But what did you think, Ollie?
I perhaps think that she could have done better with that, but there's still a goal up. They still lead here. So 38 minutes played.
We had a ball there deflected off the pitch by Monica Martinez of Universities. We've been seeing a Hallam pass there. It's made it towards the Hallam goal.
Emily Gillett tries to cut in. A battle for possession there. That will be a corner, as Monica Martinez's attempted clearance knocks off the corner flag, and out for a third or fourth corner of the game for Hallam on their right-hand side.
And that will be Natalie Watson from Hallam's team there, taking the corner, looking for their first goal. But the University defence seemed to be quite centralised on that line of the goal.
Cleared away, and a potential counter-attack
Into
for the University of Sheffield. They've got lots of players on their far side.
Referee there nearly getting involved with the play. I wonder. And that is into Carly Jackson.
Carly Jackson still has the ball. Good ball out wide to Schwertner on the right. Can she put in a good cross? She cuts in. Good dribbling. And that, the referee has blown her whistle.
And that is
it's a free kick
to University.
Now, question is, was that inside the box?
Well, the Hallam defence seem quite annoyed about that.
Well, I think they've been let off the hook here because that was, that could have been a penalty kick.
From
However,
here,
it was adjudged to be outside the box on the right-hand side. Schwertner went down. It looked like it might have been inside the box, but might have got that wrong here. It will be a free kick right on the edge of the box on the right-hand side for the University of Sheffield. Could this be a chance to double their lead over today's so-called favourites?
Definitely give them a bit of safety and security there to
secure
their lead.
2-0 they say is still a dangerous scoreline, but we're still yet to reach that. Ball into the box, quite dangerous, off the crossbar. Curling in.
Sarah Holt's trying to get her hands up there, but I think that was almost a turn of fate for University
Eleanor
there.
Rollinson tries an effort wide to the left of Horrocks' goal. Again, another nervy few seconds there for Sarah Horrocks in the Sheffield Hallam goal. The free kick was curling inwards towards the goal, and it went off the crossbar and bounced out. A very close call for the Hallam defence again. University of Sheffield showing that they've been a bit more dangerous this game.
Definitely there, Ollie. It seems as though, again, University are being quite proactive and Hallam are being very responsive. University have to apply the pressure for Hallam to respond as such. And that is a ball into Sarah Horrocks there.
Attempted to find Sophie Peace over the top, but run too quickly for Peace. Ball cleared out.
And that is into Samantha Tierney from Hallam. Again, trying to apply that pressure, trying to move Hallam's attacking almost out of the middle of this pitch.
Trying a bit of tiki-taka on behalf of Team Hallam.
That's into Eleanor Rollison there.
Ball one back. Ball over the top for Schwertner. Horrocks is going to come out and claim that. She decides to play it along the ground.
Surprised she didn't decide to do a goal kick there or some sort of higher kick from his...
I think she decided that she'd rather go short on that time. It's a good ball forward. Not quite there for Courtney Small.
Deflected there by Evelyn Goldoff.
Emily
University.
Gillett tries to dribble past the defence, doesn't quite make it that time. Isabel Whittle managed to intercept. It's cleared away and it will be a Hallam throw-in.
So Hallam,
just in front of us here on the halfway line.
That will be taken by Victoria Thomas, trying to find her team's first goal. And that is brought in by the University defence.
Rollinson tried to control that. A little deflection on a clearance, and that will be University of Sheffield throw.
Isabel Whittle there just before the throw-in, looking at Emily Batty as if to go, what's going on, And we have a slight pause of time.
Natalie Watson is down, absolutely. Natalie Watson is down for Sheffield Hallam. The referee's called a halt to the game for a second time.
That gives the University a bit of time for a drink of water, I think, is going on.
Looks like a bit of cramp for Watson. She's down and she's getting assistance from her fellow teammates.
So, Ollie, if you were, I can see Eleanor Rollison there just, talking to some teammates. What would you be saying to University right now?
Well, on Hallam's behalf?
Or just on University's behalf, what would you be saying?
On Sheffield University, well, it's obviously, this is a tough one because they're in the lead and they don't want to lose their heads over this, don't want to get complacent, say keep going at them, because they're obviously showing weakness at the back.
Yeah.
They're obviously not, they're not showing that they are particularly confident at the back today. They're a bit nervous, perhaps.
Yeah.
So take advantage of that nervousness. And I think that's what they're doing so far, because University of Sheffield have been getting more of the chances here today. They've had less of the corners, etc. However, that doesn't really matter when they've been the one creating more chances, as the University of Sheffield take a throw-in on the halfway line.
But that pass found itself there to Chloe Brock-Taylor. She deflects it off. It is another University throw-in, and that is going to be taken by Monica Martinez. So, can University make it 2-0, or will Hallam make it 1-1? Or will there be maybe we will not see any more goals this half. We need all to play for.
Hope not. I'd like to see some more goals. We always love a goal fest. As the University of Sheffield win a throw-in in their own half, midway through.
See the University cheerleading squad.
And we're just about to see what additional time we're going to get. 1 minute of additional time here at Hillsborough. It's University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam 0 at the women's first football final at Hillsborough Stadium.
We had our slight Natalie Watson and Svertner earlier on. I think that's where the injury time has been found from.
Not too much time was taken from that, so 1 minute is fair.
Shows you how in shape all of these ladies are for their football match. They've really trained hard, they're ready for this match. They don't need any injury time.
Absolutely.
They want to get on with the job at hand, get on with the match and play some good football, which is what we've seen.
Jasmine Saxton to take a corner on the right-hand side for Hallam. In it goes. Into the middle. It's a good corner.
In the last sort of just over 15 seconds of this first half of the women's football final.
Here we go. For last 5 seconds of this first half. Hallam have a throw. Can they find an equaliser before the half-time whistle? That throw was poor.
Looking through the University defence there, they're just trying to apply that pressure there. Possibly get the ball out of play. Ball put out of play there.
And the referee calls for half-time here at Hillsborough.
The crowd erupts there.
A goal from Carly Jackson midway through the first half has given the University of Sheffield a golden lead for the women in black and gold. At the moment, it's the University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam University 0 at the women's football final at Hillsborough.
So we've got some statistics again. We mentioned them earlier. So Hallam have had 5 corners and University have had 1 corner. We've got 5 shots attempted by University, of which 4 were on target. And we've had 2 shots attempted by Hallam, of which 2 were on target.
So I think that shows how the game's gone. I think that's a fair representation.
It's a very fair representation.
How the game's gone. So we're now going to go live to our punditry team. How do you think that went?
Hello and welcome here to the half-time of the final for Varsity. This is the women's ones behind me, and we have the men's ones later today on this live stream. So guys, how do you think that went? What an event.
So far so good for the University of Sheffield. I don't think many of us were expecting this. Recent results have gone Hallam's way, previously 9-0 2 years ago, 5-1 last year we believe. So but a fantastic goal from Carly Jackson for the University of Sheffield. A great move in from the right hand side and a deserved lead for them.
Yeah, it's definitely a big upset to the norm, as you said. I think it was actually 5-0
yeah.
5-0 last year. What do you make of that? How do you think it went?
Yeah, the University of Sheffield will really go into the game at half-time thinking this is amazing. It's completely unexpected for them to be in the lead in Varsity, and a complete shock to this crowd, and it seemed to have silenced the Hallam crowd. But we should see a comeback from Hallam in the second half because they've got too much class and ability to let this be the scoreline at the end of the game.
And I do think as well we are actually a league below, or University of Sheffield are a league below Hallam at the moment in the books tables. But as far as I'm aware, University of Sheffield do actually have a under-21s player in the Doncaster Rover Bells. Is that correct?
I actually interviewed her at the ESPS Awards evening earlier this year. What it is essentially, once you get to a certain level, you can then get scholarship money from the University of Sheffield. They provide you that. They provide you the training facilities, the infrastructure's there, and once you can get that, it really can allow you to achieve your potential in the future. So Maz Pacheco, somebody, who plays for the Doncaster Bells, an England under-21 international. She has qualified for the Toulon Cup, I think, recently as well. So a real potential start for the University of Sheffield in the second half.
And do you think there are any particular other standout players for you this match?
I think we've got a couple, both at the University of Sheffield. The University of Sheffield captain, Holly Evans, has absolutely played out of her skin this half. She's mopped up everything that's come away from the back. And in her 6th year of Varsity, I think she'll be really pleased with the performance. The other standout, I'd say, was Alex Meakin on that right-hand side. Everything from the University of Sheffield seems to be coming down that right flank, which is really useful for them and could prove a bit of a threat a bit later, as her fitness is quite high.
And you said earlier on that actually you think that in the second half, Hallam are really going to come back fighting. Which area do you think that they're strongest in?
They're strong all over. See, you don't get a scoreline like 5-0 last year, 9-0 the year before, without having a fantastic setup. The University of Hallam University recently got granted some FA funding to have a women's scholarship centre there. So they've got some amazing athletes going through their system, especially in football. So I think the University of Sheffield need to be careful, because Hallam are going to be coming out all guns blazing to try and reverse this fixture.
And I think actually all of us have experienced several varsities in our kind of university time, and what we usually find is that we usually have obviously the ice hockey to finish off the event overall and finish off the 2 weeks. How do you think this compares to having the ice hockey?
Well, it's a bit of a change. The ice hockey is essentially more compact. We should be getting a similar attendance here. I think we'll be getting a fair few more for the men's match later on as well. But the ice hockey, because Sheffield Arena houses around 8,000 to 9,000, Hillsborough 33,000 here. So it does feel more compact at the ice hockey at Sheffield Arena. But having said that, what a stadium to be at. Historic stadium, the Cop, the Leppings Lane end. You could not ask more for an end of varsity clash between Uni and Hallam here.
And the same question to you. How do you feel that this compares to the ice hockey?
I think it's setting a precedent, because we've sold out the ice hockey for the last 2-3 years, set world records outside of North America for our ice hockey attendance. So it's only natural that we get bigger and better, and we're better to play at than Championship Stadium, Sheffield Wednesday, with the history and the capacity. I'm sure it's an absolute honour for everyone who's playing today to be playing on such an amazing ground. So it is a great ground to play at, and we're very glad we've got it for our final fixture.
And I think actually what we have seen before the match, and I think at the start of there as well, we've got a lot of more factors to consider with it being outdoors. How do you think things like the pitch size and the weather have affected today's game?
I think we've seen a lot of width, especially from the University of Sheffield down that right-hand side. Pearce, who had the shot with a one-on-one save from the Hallam keeper, had a great opportunity there. That came from the right-hand side as well. So we have seen both sides use that width. It's a very, very big pitch. It's one of the biggest pitches in England. Not as big as Wembley or Old Trafford, let's say, but it is fairly substantial. So both sides, Hallam down the left-hand side as well, have used that to their benefit. Although when Hallam have gone down the left side, the University of Sheffield's defenders have cut across. So they have narrowed the gaps there. So in all fairness, although there is space available, when it has become available, Uni have been faster to the second ball when it's become more loose than Hallam in that open play.
And if University of Sheffield are going to hold their lead today, how do you think they're going to do it? Where do you think they need to improve to kind of hold that 1-0 lead?
I think they need a little bit more composure on the ball. We're going at 100 miles an hour, and if they're to keep that speed up for the next 45 minutes, we're going to have some very, very empty tanks. So I think the University of Sheffield just need to sit back, let Hallam attack them, and hopefully ride the wave and come out with the victory. But all credit to Hallam, they've got the players to be able to play around the University of Sheffield and try and force a result for themselves. So it's going to be an interesting second half, I think.
I think for Hallam as well, it's really important for them to think to themselves, we've been here and done it before on the biggest of stages. Obviously, the previous results, the 9-0 and the 5-0, may come into play mentally, especially in the second half. Yes, the University of Sheffield have players like Mads Pacheco, so experienced at a semi-professional, professional level, playing in the Women's Super League 2s for the Doncaster Bells. But having said that, Hallam, on paper, we think are the better side, and as you were saying, as we go on, maybe that stamina could come into play.
And Millie, you've obviously been involved in a lot of different varsities. You've played for cricket and you've played for football. What do you think is going through both teams' heads right now? How do you think this kind of plays out mentally for them?
Oh, I think it's massive to be in such a massive stadium, and it's completely different from when they've played at the sports parks before. The fixture's normally on the Wednesday sports park day in front of a crowd of about 20, 30, and normally all from their club. So to be playing in front of a reasonably large crowd for them, big stadium, even for those semi-professional, professional footballers, this is probably one of the biggest stadiums they've ever played at. So I think University of Sheffield will be going in at half-time absolutely on top of the world, but I think Mitch, their coach, has got a job in calming them down and getting them mentally prepared for the next 45 minutes. Hallam, I think, are going to be completely opposite. They're going to be down. They're not used to this position. They're used to be leading 2, 3, 4 goals up. So it's going to take something strong mentally for them to come back from this setback.
And I think as well, obviously, this event, Varsity, is huge. It's a big point in the sporting calendar for any university. But in terms of the kind of... I've lost my trail of thought there. So in terms of the kind of lead up to the event, for us it's just that 2 weeks. But what happens in the kind of run up to the event for the teams? Is there any kind of special training? How do they get into that mindset before the event's even started?
I mean, it's quite hard this year because Varsity has fell after Easter, so they've all gone away, gone on tour, had their holidays. But they were back a week early, they were training. They had extra training on Saturdays, on Monday nights. So they've really been training hard for this fixture in the last couple of weeks. But also, it's so big, it's so special to those players that it's probably been on their mind ever since they started at the start of the year. So all those freshers coming in, they've all been told about Varsity. It's an amazing experience. It's something you'll never get at a Bucks match, however big the Bucks match is. You'll never get this kind of crowd. You'll never get this kind of atmosphere and the feeling of togetherness within both universities. So it's something they've probably been mentally preparing for the last 6-7 months.
And what we can say as well is that the University of Sheffield have reached that 40 points, which does mean that they've won Varsity overall already. How do you think that's affected today's game?
I think in terms of the atmosphere, not much. I think we're always expecting that the crowd would get bigger as we go along in the evening. I think it's an irony, actually, that we actually won it at EIS, but not an EIS day. So we won it at the Corfball today, the mixed twos there. But in terms of this, I think, Millie, you're right. The fact they've been training for 6-7 months, I don't think it's going to affect them that much. This is one of the biggest stadiums they will ever play in, and in terms of the mental preparation, the physical preparation, nothing will have changed. For them personally, this is such a big event, and for the University of Sheffield, they will be hoping that they can carry on with this lead.
And same question to you, Millie. How do you think the overall Varsity win has affected the game, if at all?
I think as great or for the University of Sheffield or as bad for the Sheffield Hallam University it is that the result has been decided. The most important thing in those players' mind is their personal game. Whether they win, whether they lose, that's the forefront of their mind. So I don't think the result already been decided has affected it at all. Both teams will still be out there wanting to win their fixture in front of what could be an incredible crowd, what is an incredible crowd, an incredible stadium. So I don't think it's affected it at all.
And as we've said already, we have had a variety of other events throughout the week and throughout before Easter even as well. Obviously, we had the boxing and the ice hockey then to kind of open Varsity. And as you mentioned, we had EIS back on Monday. And we can actually show you some highlights from Hallam Sports Park, which happened a couple of days ago as well. But before then, what do you think are your guys' kind of highlights from Varsity overall this year?
For me, the boxing was the best event. It went down to the last bout. I was fortunate enough to commentate that. Sal Holland won it for Hallam, 6'6", all of him there, and he just got over the line against Raj Patel, who was 6 foot for us. The height difference had something to do there. Fantastic atmosphere. 2,000 people packed into the octagon. The Rugby Union ones went down to the last kick. The men's, that ended 26-25. The University of Sheffield were expected to win that. They won the previous match 53-0 and just hung on in the end. And then the men's one's hockey last night finished 4-3. Just the University of Sheffield just finished that, but pretty the boxing overall.
Dan, what was your highlight, Millie?
Yeah, I was actually at the men's hockey ones last night, and it was the tensest of finish. So it was 3-0 to the University of Sheffield at half-time. Hallam brought that to 3-2. They did actually bring it to 3-3, and the goal got disallowed. And it went all the way down to the final short corner. So I think that really embodied how Varsity was. You never know how a game's going to go. We've seen here today that the underdogs, University of Sheffield, are ahead at half-time. So Varsity can really bring about any result, and I think probably that and the ice hockey twos, where Hallam were expected to win 8 or 9-0. I'd heard they're the same club, Sheffield Bears, and I've heard it was their C team playing their E team, and for University of Sheffield to come out 5-2 winners was a real upset. So the couple of upsets that we've had going on across the couple of weeks, I feel like they've been real turning points. And probably the best atmosphere to be at.
Just want to say in the futsal as well, University of Sheffield won 9-0 last year, ended 7-0 this year, so Hallam in that really did impressively well. So Harry Preston, who's the new sports officer there, was part of that team, so he was really, really delighted about that as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. And for now, we are going to head over to the highlights for the Hallam Sports Park from this past week.
Sheffield Varsity 2018. Roundup of Wednesday the 18th of April, Hallam Sports Park Day. There were 15 matches held at Hallam Sports Park on the edge of Sheffield, and there was everything to play for. The women's rugby kicked off in the afternoon, with both sides putting on an excellent display, despite the bright sunshine and strong wind. In the end, it was Hallam who came out on top, after a solid second half display. The men's game got underway at 6 p.m, with Uni starting strongly against a formidable Hallam defensive line. Hallam came back fighting at the very end after Uni had a player sent off to the sin bin, but they were able to hold on with a final score of 26-25 to University. There were many other fixtures that took place throughout the day, including football, ultimate frisbee, golf and cricket, as well as the climbing elsewhere in the city. Some of the final scores on the day: in the men's football twos, Uni of 0, Hallam 5. Women's football twos, Uni of 0, Hallam 1. Women's ultimate ones, Uni of 12, Hallam 5. In the men's ultimate ones, it was an 8-all draw. Men's cricket ones, Hallam were victorious by 110 runs to 94, and at the golf, the points were shared 6-all. That left the overall varsity score on the day at 13-12 to Uni of.
Hello, and we are back here at half-time for the women's ones here at the varsity final here at Hillsborough Stadium. And we were talking about the other events that have happened in varsity, and we were talking about the boxing, and that was obviously a really close match. Let's talk a little bit more about that. Obviously there was really impressive bouts and stuff, and we also had our first women's bout in that as well.
And that was a real statement of intent in terms of not just the boxing, but the This Girl Can initiative that has been so influential, that Flo Miller, you've probably done a hell of a lot of work with that as well this year, and actually providing the inspiration for girls across the university to take up sports, the links with social sports, the links with Greg Elman at Sports Sheffield, and combining all of that to actually create a situation where we can say on a live YouTube channel with thousands of people watching that we had the first female varsity bout in the country. Fantastic statement to make there.
I think with statements as well, we also had the first wheelchair basketball game, and it really has linked into our Sport for All campaign this year. So having the first women's bout, having the first wheelchair basketball game has really championed disability in sport as well. So to be able to this year go on, show that progress that we're coming within the university and within sport, to have our first female bout in boxing, to have our first disability game, is really shown how far varsity has come in the last 22 years.
And I think there is obviously a lot more outside of just the sporting events themselves and all the organisation that goes into them. And I think, you guys at Sports Committee, everyone who's been involved in varsity has done a really good job. And as you can see, the players are out behind me. So I'm going to throw back to the commentators for the second half.
And good afternoon. We are live from Hillsborough. We've just had the first half of a wonderful women's football final. I'm Julia Coulson.
And I'm Oliver Mooney. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, as we've said, it's the second half about to get underway here at Hillsborough for the women's football final. And it's at the moment the score is University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam University 0. A goal from Carly Jackson in the 23rd minute gave University of Sheffield, who are supposedly the underdogs in this game, the lead. And it was a good finish as well, curling it just beyond the hands of Sarah Horrocks into the low bottom corner. And that is the only difference in terms of goals so far between the two teams. However, there have been chances on both sides, more so for University of Sheffield, wouldn't you agree?
Exactly, and we've just, maybe the teams, especially Hallam, they're probably thinking we need to apply the pressure and we need to, find a way that we can get a goal in, and, we can find a way to put the pressure on, because that's what seemed to be missing almost during the first half from Hallam. Do you think, Oliver?
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen a couple of substitutions.
We've had a substitute in there in University side. We've had number 3, Monica Martinez, and she has been substituted by Mayama Paccio, number 15 there.
Had a couple of substitutions for Sheffield Hallam University even.
We'll bring you those once we have more details about them. But yes, as we say, second half underway. University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam 0. But all to play for, there's 45 minutes.
Still all to play for, absolutely. 45 minutes of football, which could prove crucial. Sheffield Hallam University, keep saying uni. Sheffield Hallam will take kick-off for this second half, shooting towards the Leppings Lane end.
And let's see what both teams have to offer.
Hallam take the kick-off in possession, now passing back to right-back position. Now to Natalie Watson.
And the referee there just moving away out of the play there.
Don't want to get in the way, do you? Through ball hit for Carly Jackson. However, she's been adjudged to bring down the Hallam defender.
That was Chloe Brock-Taylor there, just taking a slight tumble, and the free kick is awarded to Hallam.
And Sarah Horrocks is going to take that free kick about 30 yards out of her own goal. Boots it forward down the middle of the pitch.
And that is brought in by University, but finds its way back to Hallam. No, back to University again. Carly Jackson there.
Tries the ball out wide to Schwertner, but intercepted. Good intercepting header there from the Uni of skipper.
And that is into the hands of Hallam's Courtney Small.
Bit of a scramble in the middle of the park as we open the second half. Hallam in possession at the moment, inside the centre circle. Tries a through ball, a very good through ball indeed for Kelsey James.
And that is a substitute in there for Team Hallam, Kelsey James on.
She has actually been called offside, as a matter of fact.
Well, her first 2 or 3 minutes on court, she has been caught offside, but she was trying to find that cutting edge pass.
It was a good run and a good ball, but the timing just wasn't quite there, and that's what it's about in football, getting the timing right as well, just as much as the positioning and the quality of the ball. It's about your timing as well.
And as me and Oliver were saying last half, we were saying, you know, the Hallam team seem to all be crowded in the middle of the pitch, and already I can tell you that Hallam have spread out. I can see multiple Hallam players all across the pitch.
They're looking a little bit more organised now.
Obviously the half-time talk proved good.
We'll see if the team talk really has worked later on in the game when we see the reaction from Hallam in the second half. University of Sheffield in possession here. A few neat little touches
as
they advance toward goal. And Robinson intercepted well.
But finds its way to Hallam. And Kelsey James again trying to find the ball, trying to find that pass.
He's having an active role since coming on as a substitute at half-time.
And that'll be a University throw-in there.
Throw-in on our side at the main stand. Near midway through Hallam's own half. Throw-in taken, long ball forward.
There is Carly Jackson there.
There's Carly Jackson, tries to put in the cross, deflected out for a Uni of corner on the right-hand side. Can they double their lead from this? We will find out shortly.
And that is Eleanor Robinson there from University, taking the corner.
Well, we've already seen that set pieces have been dangerous on Uni of's behalf. That free kick in the first half on the right-hand side, which curled towards Horrocks' goal and actually hit the crossbar. And now a very close call for Horrocks that was. Corner goes in, cleared away by a Hallam head.
And that is another corner to University.
Can't stop mixing up Hallam and Uni of at the moment. Apologies for that. As Uni of gets another corner on that right-hand side.
And that'll be Eleanor Rollison again taking the corner. A very strong first corner from her, but she chooses a different tactic for this one.
Taken short. She tries to then put it into the box second time.
There, Eleanor there trying to pass it
away by header.
Eleanor there trying to pass it to Sophie Peace, but just can't quite find it. Svertner there.
Schwertner didn't want to commit to that. She saw the incoming defender who slides and clears it out for a throw into the Uniov. It's been a scrappy opening so far. Uniov seen more of the ball, and the ball most of the time being inside Hallam's own half, looking to double that lead, which was earned by Carly Jackson in the 23rd minute. Ball into the box, and a header from number 7, Erin Kelly, looping, but not troubling Sarah Horrocks in her Hallam goal whatsoever. Wide and left.
Interestingly enough, Erin Kelly there, quite alone in the pitch. Not many Hallam defence around, but in a goal-scoring position.
She should have been marked better. You're absolutely right.
So possibly some Hallam.
I think that's been a problem for Hallam in this game so far. They've struggled to mark the Uniov attackers. As we see the ball go forward again. Here's Schwertner on the right. She tries to find Jackson, but she loses out
to Jessie Knott from Team Hallam there. She's been stepping up the pressure quite a lot, Jessie Knott from Team Hallam.
She's been quite involved so far in the defence, making sure that that 1-goal lead isn't turned into 2. But Hallam haven't really had any chances so far down the other end. They are boxed inside their own half.
We are definitely at the spine clock end of this football pitch. I'm afraid Leppings Lane is looking quite lonely at the moment.
As Schwertner wins another throw-in for the University of Sheffield, almost in line with the 18-yard box.
And this will be taken by University player number 2, which is Evelyn Gould. So she'll be looking for a strong pass into Eleanor Rollison there. Doesn't quite find her foot there.
Yeah, she can't quite touch that down, and that will be a goal kick to Sheffield Hallam, who need to come out of their own shells a little bit more this first half, as they haven't really ventured into Uniov's half so far.
So Georgia Day there.
Poor touch from Horrocks, but that will be let off as her poor touch is covered by a Hallam defender. Can't quite see the number there.
Interestingly enough, Horrocks has seemed to be, not being as strong as a goalkeeper as you would expect for this sort of level of play. The women's ones football final. She's been very.
She's been shaky. She has been shaky.
Possibly nerves. It's also quite chilly at the moment, so possibly. And University, they're just passing it round the pitch, almost keeping it safe. Would you say, Oliver?
Well, yeah. As you say, that commentator's curse. Hallam regain possession. They try to find an attack down the left-hand side, but Kelsey James holds the ball up. Back to number 16, Courtney Small. Nice little 1-2. Small again.
Small
but one back by Uniov. However, that's come off a Hallam player again. A ball tried forward, chested down by Uniov defender.
Hallam seem to be really benefiting from Small and Kelsey James. They're a nice little duo they've got going on in the attacking half. Trying to find each other, making those strong passes.
Accepted by Carly Jackson.
University trying to...
A lot of battling for possession so far in the middle of the pitch. Neither team are able to string more than 3 or 4 passes together before losing the ball. Throw into University of Sheffield. That'll be taken by Evelyn Gould, and it is. Forward now.
Carly Jackson there, just finding Eleanor Rollison.
At the feet of Eleanor Rollison, absolutely. Ball forward.
Into Svertner there.
Svertner puts it through the legs of Georgia Day, even.
Carly Jackson again. Oh, a missed pass there to Eleanor Rollison, puts it into the Hallam possession there.
By Hallam. Can they find that through ball? A fantastic challenge from number 3, Samantha Tierney. Hasn't gone in vain as Hallam have possession. Down the left-hand side now, here's Jasmine Saxton, who's been causing most of the problems on behalf of Hallam.
A small battle going on there between her and number 4, Holly Evans from University, just trying to see.
Skipper managed to win that battle, didn't she? But here we go again. Here's Saxton inside the box, or just on the edge even. Cleared away
by Eleanor Rollison there.
Still in possession for Hallam, however. On the left-hand side, towards us in the main stand.
And Kelsey James there just running after the ball, but not quite being able to get past Evelyn Gould there.
That will be a throw-in to the Sheffield Hallam. Quite close to the corner flag, say about 10 yards from the corner flag. Throw-in taken.
Looking to make a good cross.
Watson tries to cross it in.
Goal.
Yeah. Watson tried to cross that in, but it was blocked. And now the University of Sheffield are in possession on the left-hand side, bursting forward with pace now. Down the left.
Very strong pass.
Tries to find Erin Kelly. She loses that battle, but she does win a throw-in right by the corner flag for the University of Sheffield.
A very strong pass there from the University sub, Mayumi Paccio.
It was a good pass, a little bit too strong. It could have done with a little less power on it. But they do have the throw-in. University of Sheffield 1, Sheffield Hallam 0 here at the women's first football final at Hillsborough.
And as we say, this is the women's first football team final, but the overall varsity score does stand at 43-34, so University of Sheffield are the victorious champions for 2018. But as we say, we've got the women's football final right now, and we have the men's football final coming up this evening. That should also be a very good match.
Oh, absolutely. We'll be looking forward to that one as well after this match, as Hallam try booting it forward, comes off.
Again, Sarah Horrocks, kicking the ball, not with much clear direction as
Doesn't
such.
seem too confident now. University of Sheffield down the left-hand side. Great cross in.
By Kylie
and that's
Jackson.
A fantastic save by Horrocks.
That was Kylie Jackson there, just trying to find the line.
It was a great ball into Carly Jackson. The goal was at her mercy, and so was Horrocks. I might have overreacted to her save there. It was a good save, but Jackson could have done a lot better with that pass now. As Hallam are forward with the ball. Ball intercepted, however, one back.
We've got a Courtney Smore and Kelsey James. They're bringing the ball down towards the Hallam goal.
But that will be a University of Sheffield throw-in after all that end-to-end stuff for those few minutes. Carly Jackson perhaps should, I think, well, not perhaps, most definitely should have doubled University of Sheffield's lead. But Sarah Horrocks was just able to get her hands on that one. It could have been a lot better finish, though, from Jackson. She'll be disappointed with that.
Especially now with the second half. We've got quite a strong attacking trio almost of Jasmine Saxton, Kelsey James and Courtney Smore. The three of them working together, trying to find the space a lot. Quite a dangerous trio almost, I would say.
They are indeed, but they've been well contained by the University of Sheffield defence so far. I say that. Ball inside the box for Hallam with Saxton. Holding the ball up, forced outside the box again. Shot attempted from number 18.
But very well saved there by Emily Batty for University of Sheffield. So, again, her first varsity, she's been very strong, I'd say.
Absolutely, yeah, I think. Apologies for that, I did say Ellie Stebbins, she's actually on the bench. That was number 10, Natalie Watson, I read the number wrong. As the ball is clear forward into the middle of the park, Uni of in possession. Ball attempted over the top for number 10, Sophie Peace even.
That was from Eleanor Rollison there, trying to find Sophie Peace, but just not quite. So Hallam's ball now.
Intercepted by Hallam. And again, another battle for possession. No team managing to quite string together more than 3 or 4 passes. As we've just seen again, Hallam now winning the ball after a poor ball forward.
Courtney
now
Smore
here comes
with the ball
Courtney
there.
Smore.
Not quite finding one member of the trio there, but University regained possession of the ball.
Holly Evans was able to deal with that now. As the University of Sheffield come forward, it's a good ball.
Ooh, and that was
towards Mayumi Pacheco. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong, Mayumi.
We've got a free throw in there for University, and we've got another throw in for University.
And I definitely say it, they've come out of their shells even more, University of Sheffield. And despite the fact that they would have been seen as the underdogs before today's match, they've been dominating this second half, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and we might say that Hallam are in a higher division and were the favourites going in, but University have had a very strong season. They have actually won their division for Bucks. They came first with 27 points, and Hallam came second in their higher division as well.
That ball's falling in the middle of the box.
Into Kylie Jackson there.
Go on goal, and caught by Horrocks.
again, a strong save. So maybe Horrocks is doing well with the saves.
It was
Not
a good,
so
it
well
was a
with
good
the
catch, you are
passes.
correct. Straight at her, rather. Some of the shots have been kind to her in this half. If they were placed better, then we could see a completely different scoreline altogether.
Exactly. Yes, but as I was saying, you know, University have had a very strong season. They've won the league. They made it to the last state of their Conference Cup. They are huge contenders to win this match. So
Absolutely, yeah. I suppose the form does tell in this team today with their performance, which has been a very strong performance, mind you, as Hallam are in possession in their own half. Cleared forward by Georgia Day.
that
One
makes
back
it
by
back
Holly
into
Evans.
Eleanor Rollison there for University.
Oh, it's a very slice clearance there from Isabel Whittle. But Uniov will get away with it that time. A great ball cutting across to find Eleanor Rollison. Down the left-hand side, Miriam Pacheco.
Looking for the ball to cross over towards the goal.
Dribble, cross, into the box. And
Ooh.
it was a poor touch.
Not quite finding
From
Carly
Carly
Jackson
Jackson.
there. Just to find that angle on the goal.
If Carly Jackson took a better touch, it would be different.
And that would be a University corner there.
As Jessie Knott was forced to concede.
As
A
the
corner.
rain pours down.
It's a dramatic change in the weather. It was nice and sunny earlier after a bit of downpour, but now we're back with the rain.
We've had sun, rain, rainbows.
We've had it all, haven't we?
We've had it all.
We just need a bit of a thunderstorm now to clear it all off. Now Schwertner into the box with the corner, cleared away.
I have to say, not the best corner I've seen.
No, it was
but,
way too short that
yeah,
time, wasn't it?
Bit low, bit short, but possibly the ball's a bit wet, you know. We'll take it into consideration.
There's Schwertner, she takes the throw in. was a good corner indeed. Fell to Uniov player, but cleared away in time. Back in Uniov possession. Out wide to Pacheco. Great cross into the box. Surely it has to be met.
Yeah.
And that's a fantastic header.
Brilliant goal
University
there.
of Sheffield 2, Sheffield Hallam 0.
That was a very confident header there by University. Again, the defence spaced out. University find the goal. That was absolutely brilliant, that goal.
That was a top-class cross from Mayumi Pacheco.
And
Couldn't quite see who that was who got the header.
you know what? I think it actually could be the woman of the hour, Holly Evans. She's got the same hairstyle at least. So
We've got a few of the same hairstyle, that's for sure.
and that is absolutely brilliant. Oh, we've got some substitutions being made. We have number 9 from the University of Sheffield, under the name of Alexandra Meakin. And number 7 will be subbed on. That's Erin Kelly there. So Erin Kelly will be coming off. A very good match played by her, don't you think, Ollie?
Oh, absolutely. But as I said, we were just about to talk about what was I going to say.
What would you say to Hallam? And then we have a goal for University.
It's completely changed the perspective of this match. It's a 2-goal lead.
And we're just having a Hallam substitution as well. We've got number 13, Beth Hope from Hallam. She'll be substituted on for number 2, which is Victoria Thomas. Victoria Thomas will be coming off. I'm not quite sure what Victoria Thomas is. No one seems to be coming off the pitch.
There she is on the far side. She's just realised that her time is up here at this women's first football final at Hillsborough. University of Sheffield 2, Sheffield Hallam 0. A fantastic cross from Mayumi Pacheco found the head of the University of Sheffield attacker. I couldn't quite name the attacker, I'm afraid, but we will get that goal scorer.
I think it's definitely, because they were in the same area, I'm afraid, it's Holly Evans or Isabel Whittle there with the goal. We will get clarification on that for you. But Hallam trying to put that pressure on again. But as you were saying, Ollie, you know, University were winning coming into this second half, and they haven't put down the pressure at all. They've kept it going. They're showing a strong front.
Absolutely. University of Sheffield have really come out of their shells today. And they've shown why they've been such good form this season. And they now lead Sheffield Hallam by 2-0, which is a surprise score considering that the score last year even at Varsity was 5-0 to Hallam. So this really is a shock scoreline if you haven't been watching.
Definitely not. It's definitely not going to be 5-0 to Hallam this year.
If you said to me beforehand, or to anyone beforehand, before the match, you wouldn't have believed anyone if they said that the University of Sheffield would win by 2-0. And here we are with a chance inside the box for number 16, Courtney Small, on the left-hand side. Tries to cross in. I think it was a cross, but it was cleared away for a corner.
That will be a corner, yes, to Hallam. And as you say, Courtney Small is almost the Carly Jackson of Hallam's team. She keeps finding these goal-scoring opportunities.
Yes, she's finding those pockets of space, isn't she? As the corner goes in, cleared away. Now arriving at the feet of Ellie Stedman.
There's Kelsey James there for Hallam, just trying to apply a bit of pressure there on the defence for University.
Now counter-attack for University of Sheffield. Brought forward now, Carly Jackson. What's she going to do with that ball? Tried to find Schwertner on the right-hand side, but intercepted again by the Hallam defence. And now Hallam come forward. Nice little touch there.
That was Courtney Small there, just trying to get through the University defence. Slight fall there from Kelsey James, but the referee lets play continue.
University of Sheffield in possession. Now Hallam. I've said before, most of the half, it's really been a struggle to get more than 3 or 4 passes together. Uniov in possession here. And they come forward, progressing into the Hallam half now. Down the right-hand side, now to Schwertner, who's definitely onside.
Clear space for her there. But
tries to cross into the box. Poor touch. Attempted to get there, Sophie Peace, but she lost out to her counterparts in the Hallam defence. A lot of pressure being put on Hallam at the moment.
And that is a free pass given to Hallam.
It's a free
there.
kick to Hallam. Tried to take it quickly, but the referees brought it back.
I think the men's football team from University, they were not happy with that result. I saw some...
Absolutely not. A few arms were flared about on the far side at the Uni of end.
Definitely, but as we say, high emotions, high tension, all to play for.
Is all to play for. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. As I've said before, one goal can make it nervy for the team in front, as University of Sheffield are bringing the ball forward again even.
In these last 15 minutes of the women's first football final for Varsity.
It's a great touch
by Jasmine Saxton there. She's just trying to do the cross.
She tried to get the ball into the centre of the box. Play it down again.
And we have a slight pause of play. Just while University again, cramp again. I don't know possibly if it's the pitch or... there's been quite a few tumbles this match actually. Quite a lot of more tackles
a lot of clashes between the two sides. So not too surprising that we've had a few stoppages here. They've put their heart and soul into this, that's for sure. There's been lots of crunching tackles here and there flying about. But we have a University of Sheffield player down on the floor at the moment.
Doesn't look like as though this player will be...
It's not looking too promising. It looks like cramp.
I think that is Isabel Whittle there on the floor. Just defending, you know, Jasmine Saxton just there, and then just seems to be on the floor, not quite able to get up there. But
looks to be cramp at the moment as the players are... They must be quite tired as we are entering the final 15 minutes of this game. 77 minutes played. Just an update, it's University of Sheffield 2, Sheffield Hallam 0 in the women's first football final. The result of this game will not determine or have any impact at all on who will be Varsity champions, because University of Sheffield have already been crowned Varsity champions. However, there's still pride to play for, and at the moment it looks like the bragging rights are going to be going towards University of Sheffield, who have that 2-goal margin. And you know, if they get a third goal, do you think that will be it?
Oh, I don't know, because you know, sometimes with football anything can happen. You know, we've had quite a few injuries, you know, so we say there's 77 minutes gone, but we'll have a bit of injury time. And you know, everything can happen in injury time. And but as you say, this is Sheffield University looking to make their lead 44 points. Their overall score 44, extending their lead over Hallam. Oh, this is Hallam
Ball one
looking
back
for...
here. University of Sheffield on the left-hand side, about to go in to the Hallam box, but cleared away. We're just getting a clarification on the goal scorer. That was number 5, Isabel Whittle, who managed to get her head on that cross from Mayumi Pacheco. It was a fantastic header indeed. No surprise it was a defender. That was, yes, Isabel Whittle. Isabel Whittle was the goal scorer on the second occasion for University of Sheffield, who have taken their throw-in on the far side, on their left.
Very
looking to progress into the box. Poor touch there from the substitute, Alexandra Meakin, whose touch lets the ball go out for a goal kick to Sheffield Hallam, who have it all to do here as we are close to entering the final 10 minutes of normal time. They have a lot to do, a mountain to climb.
Definitely, and you know, it's interesting because Isabel Whittle, you know, a defensive player mostly, you know, keeping the defensive pressure on, yet a goal scorer. So it shows you how adaptable football players have to be, how fit they have to be to run up and down this pitch, as a...
Absolutely, just Schwertner couldn't quite get to that through ball, which goes out for another goal kick to Sheffield Hallam.
Courtney Small there trying to apply a bit of pressure. So she'll be looking for the goal scoring, but
Schwertner wins the ball back on the right, puts in a cross, cleared away by Hallam, out for another corner. It's another corner to the University of Sheffield. I believe that is their 4th of the match.
So that would be University putting their defensive line up there, trying... Oh no, sorry, the University putting their offensive line up there. We have a University corner. So Hallam trying to bridge these gaps in their defensive line, as me and Ollie have been talking about. So, how will University?
We just got a break here as we will see a substitution. Number 13, Beth Knight, is about to enter the field of play.
And number 10, Sophie Peace, will be coming off. She's a great match, hasn't she, Ollie?
I think she's been fantastic so far this match. I think she's had a great influence on her teammates. And it's been a strong performance all round for University of Sheffield. You can't really pick on a player and say they haven't been performing on the black and gold side. But for Hallam, they have it all to do, and they'll be disappointed so far as the corner's about to be taken on the right-hand side. In swinging, in it goes. Header just to the left.
Just missed the angle there, not quite.
Carly Jackson very close there to finding a third for the University of Sheffield, which surely would have put the game to bed. But her header was just to the left.
Isabel Whittle there putting her face in her hands. So the two goal scorers really applying the pressure, you know.
Yeah, they really are. And, you know, at the moment, it looks like University of Sheffield are going to come away with the victory. Do you think it's been deserved?
I think it has been, you know, they're being, not that Hallam have not put up a good fight, it's just the University have overall applied that offensive and defensive pressure, and that was a slight trip there from that was towards Holly Evans there from University. She just got slightly caught on the legs and boots.
She was caught there by Natalie Watson. And that will be a free kick to the University of Sheffield. And we now have about 8 minutes of normal time remaining. We'll see how many minutes are added on. We're probably looking at about 2 or 3 minutes of additional time, considering the stoppages we've had due to cramp.
And substitutions, of course.
And substitutions, yet. As the free kick is taken out to Whittle. On the left-hand side.
And that's found its way to
Pacheco
University.
Inside, couldn't quite find the feet
and that
of the attacker.
Found its way to Sarah Horrocks there. Just very interesting how Hallam have so far made one substitution and University have made their 3. So
obviously it shows that there's a difference in tactics here.
So
University of Sheffield probably making those substitutions to ensure that they've got more fresh legs on the pitch. That's a great touch by Pacheco as she cuts in.
Moving around those
Some great skill from Pacheco.
Really
now it falls
skill.
to the substitute, Beth Knight on the left. She loses out, almost wins it back. She could get there.
She
does manage to keep it in, out for a corner.
That was just a slight push there almost.
It was the Hallam defence there, where they were a little bit asleep, assuming that the ball was going to roll out, but it wasn't. It was actually going to stop before it reached the byline, and Pacheco was almost able to get onto that, but it was cleared away for a corner. Pacheco now holding it in the corner. Holding it in the corner with about 6 minutes remaining. They're happy to keep the ball in the corner for now. They win another throw-in. Pacheco will take this one. And that's a poor touch.
And that will be a goal kick
teammate
there to Hallam. But yes, as I was saying before, Ollie, you know, Hallam have been the responsive team. I feel University have been the more active, proactive team. So I think their victory is deserved. What about you?
Well, if they do manage to hold on to that lead.
If they do manage to hold on, I apologise.
We're not assuming anything here, ladies and gentlemen, but if they do hold on to that lead, I can assure you that it is most likely deserved, as Hallam have the ball near the edge of the penalty area, cleared away, still in Hallam possession as they look to find a way back into this match.
That's Kelsey James there and Courtney Small, just applying a bit of attacking pressure there, trying to find their way around the University defence.
Georgia Day plays it in for Kelsey James, but she couldn't quite get that touch on. Hallam still in possession here.
Go for the goal there.
Shot on goal, saved by Emily Batty. That was number 13, Beth Hope.
And that will be a Hallam corner. A very good save by Emily Batty there.
It was a good save as it was heading towards her bottom right corner. Not sure what Beth Hope's plan was, but it was on target. It was a good effort, but saved. Corner goes in. And it somehow managed to evade everyone in the box.
Yeah, even defensive and offensive players there. Nobody could really get a good touch on that ball, so that will go to Emily Batty.
Well, it was a very dangerous corner. It was only a few yards from the goal line, but somehow no one managed to get a touch on that. So that has gone out for a goal kick, and Emily Batty will take her time to put the ball down and take this one. There will be
another substitution for University. We have Anna Waldridge, number 14, coming on. And
Anna
the player
Waldridge
who's come off is, Sophie Schwertner.
Sophie Schwertner has played her part absolutely, hasn't she, in this game. She's been fantastic for the University of Sheffield, but her time's up in this football final. She's replaced by Anna Waldridge.
Definitely some fresh legs being played by the University squad there.
Absolutely, they're looking to get some fresh legs on. So in short, that tiredness does not play a part in the last few minutes on their behalf. 86 minutes now played. It's 2-0 to the University of Sheffield women's first team, as they look to find a third goal, perhaps. They are in possession, but a poor touch there loses possession out to Hallam, who have a throw-in midway through their own half. Long throw taken in an attempt to get the ball forward, but who forward again by the University of Sheffield defence.
And now we find it back towards Hallam possession.
Got a bit of ping-pong going on here.
That was Jessica Knott there doing the first ping of the ping-pong tournament we're now seeing. But again, you know, pressure is being applied by University offensive. They're trying.
They want to put this game to bed. They want to get the result and relax. Just as number 9 and Alexandra Meakin puts the ball out for a throw-in before it could reach the byline.
We are entering the final 3 minutes of normal time. I think we'll have I'm going to assume about 3 or 2 minutes of injury time for those substitutions.
Yeah, most likely, considering that the stoppages have been short, although a few. That's a very poor challenge from the substitute, Beth Knight. She will get away with that without a card. It is a free kick to Hallam inside their own half.
Can they bring 2 goals within 5 minutes, I suppose, we have remaining with the injury time?
It's a big ask, isn't it, for Hallam as they come forward inside University of Sheffield's half.
And that is trying to be passed there out of the Hallam half. We've got
University of Sheffield in
Pachucho
possession
there.
now, but they have just lost possession to Hallam for a throw from a wayward pass.
We've got Isabel Whittle there, this goal scorer of 70 minutes, applying a bit of pressure, but...
Ball into the box for Hallam, cleared away, but still in Hallam possession on the edge of the box. A deflected effort, very easily claimed by Emily Batty, who, for safety reasons, fell to the floor to control the ball.
She likes that very safe save as such.
Absolutely, yeah.
She wants to really, really hold on to that ball and think, it's University's ball, no one else is going to touch it, and I've saved it.
That was a poor ball forward from Emily Batty. Emily Batty's ball consequently giving Hallam possession. However, it is now a throw-in for the University of Sheffield.
And
Player down again. That looks like that might be Isabel Whittle, who is down. No, it's not Isabel Whittle.
Well, once we give you confirmation of the player, we have another University player down. Emily Batty's just gone over to see how her fellow teammate is doing. Gives the University players, the Hallam players, a bit chance to have a bit of water. And we have 5 minutes of injury time.
5 minutes of injury time, absolutely confirmed by Julie.
So again, you know, a lot of injuries. Possibly showing the intensity of the match, you know. Really, 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 University players are putting everything they have into it, as are Hallam players as well.
Obviously, this means something to them, doesn't it?
It definitely does mean something. Well, we've had 9 shots attempted by University squad, and 7 have been on target. And Hallam still have their 3 shots attempted and 3 shots on target. And we have a medical personnel coming on the pitch now, Ollie, don't we?
We're wondering what the injury is. It could be cramp again. with medical staff now on the pitch to assist. Still not sure which player is down. I can't see the shirt number. From this distance, it's not easy to tell who it is.
It's Kelsey James just running over to just to see what's going on.
Player has stood up, but will be leaving the pitch. That was number 2.
That is Evelyn Gould. She has been on this whole match, so, she's done a very good job, really putting the pressure on. Obviously, it's taking its toll a little bit. She's
had to leave the field due to being attended to by medical staff. The referee will allow her to come back onto the pitch when play resumes. Throw into the University of Sheffield at halfway by the main stand.
So
the referee signals Gould to come back on. It's a throw in to Sheffield Hallam. They've got to throw everything at them now with a few minutes of injury time remaining. Now here's Jasmine Saxton forward, intercepted well
by Isabel Whittle. There. They're just trying.
Ball cleared forward. It's a counter-attack chance for University of Sheffield. Alexandra Meakin couldn't quite make the most of that. It's cleared away for a University of Sheffield throw-in. It's 2-0 to the women in black and gold, who are looking like claiming a surprising victory, you would have called it, if you were told that they were going to claim victory before this match begun.
Definitely, and we've, interestingly enough, had 5 minutes of injury time, of which the first minute has been taken up by an injury, but play is most definitely back on track right now.
Absolutely. Energy will be high as Pacheco shows off her skills again, advancing towards the Hallam box. She goes down, claims for a free kick. The referee's having none of it as Hallam clear, desperate to find a way back into this. Ball cleared forward, and Sarah Hurricks will claim that. Nice and easy.
A new determination almost shown by the Hallam side. They're really desperate to go. They're going for every ball. When there's a throw-in, they're going quick, pass it. I want to get this throw-in in. I want to score a goal.
Absolutely. Beth Knight gave away a throw-in for Hallam.
And that is still in possession of Kelsey James, but it's just slightly deflected there by University's Isabel Whittle there.
Annie Timmis collects the ball. Ball pumped forward now by Pacheco. A clearance from Sarah Hurricks takes a deflection.
And it stays on pitch, it stays on play. That's a very good deflection from her.
It's deflected off Evelyn Gould, and somehow it didn't go out for a throw-in. Now it is out for a throw-in for University of Sheffield.
So that throw-in will be taken by, that will be Mayumi Pachu. She's, came on the first and second half. She's done a lot of really good stuff this match. I'm very impressed.
I think all the players have, as Pacheco tries an effort.
And that was
from range.
We had a save there by Sarah Howitz, but there was a lot of oohs in the background there because Sarah Howitz actually dropped the ball there. So a slight tense moment.
A great curling effort from Pacheco on the edge of the box. It almost creeped into the top corner, but Sarah Howitz, thankfully for her, was able to get her palms on it, dropped to the floor, but there was no trouble after that.
We've just had another shot attempt there by Hallam, but that was safely saved by Emily Batty. And University now have possession, or I spoke far too soon. Hallam now have possession.
Hallam now in possession. Cleared away again, a deflection off Evelyn Gould.
She's doing great at these deflections.
Hurricks can't get to it. There's a claims for handball. It was just on the edge of the box. We can't really see from this angle if that was a handball from the goalkeeper.
Slight push as well from Evelyn Gould to the goalkeeper Sarah Horrocks, so possibly tensions again very high in these last
strong gestures indeed from the keeper towards Evelyn Gould.
These last 45 seconds.
Absolutely, yeah. The final minute now of this women's first football final at Hillsborough. A 2-goal lead for the University of Sheffield. It looks like they're going to be holding on for a much earned, as much as surprising victory.
We can see University, they're all crowding around the middle again, which I said at the beginning was almost a bad thing, but you can see they trying to safely keep the ball, possibly not go for any goals, keep
Jackson
the ball
keeps
in
it
play.
Well. Ball over the top, intercepted by Hallam defender Only seconds remaining here as we're about to reach the end of additional time. Ball forward now. Saxton through on goal, but the referee has called for offside against Saxton.
And
even if she did manage to get a goal, it might not have made a difference considering that time has run out.
And the ball there just being brought up.
Emily
to where
Batty's
the
definitely
offside.
taking her time, isn't she, to
Yeah.
place this.
She is taking her time. She's running up to the ball, running back again.
Clears the ball and the referee calls full time.
That is a 2-0 victory for University of Sheffield in this Women's Ones football final.
And the black and gold players rush onto the pitch and a pylon is now in progress.
That was an absolutely brilliant game from both teams, but University, I have to say, were the strongest side. Deserved that victory, don't you think, Ollie?
Yeah, absolutely, they definitely showed it, especially in the second half. They piled on the pressure on the favourites, Team Hallam, and they earned a 2-goal victory. Goals from Carly Jackson and Isabel Whittle have confirmed a 2-0 win for the University of Sheffield over Sheffield Hallam. Considering the result last year in this very fixture, it is a happy and pleasant surprise for University of Sheffield supporters, just as the black and gold team make their way towards the Uni of end.
And as the sun comes out as well.
Absolutely.
We've had all weathers.
It's been a crazy for weather. Also quite an interesting game as well here.
But we've had, definitely a very strong side, and even the sportsmanship just then, the University players were stepping over to Hallam players, all shaking hands very happily.
So that's it, 2-0 to University of Sheffield over Team Hallam. We're now going to make our way over to our pundits.
What an end to the Women's Ones. University of Sheffield have won 2-0 against Hallam for the first time in years, as far as I'm aware. Guys, what did you make of that?
Astonishing match, as we've seen so often with Varsity so far. The script does not always tell the bigger picture. 5-0, 9-0 the last two results. They went to Hallam today, not just a victory but a clean sheet for the black and gold. Isabel Whittle with a sensational second half header. Maz Pacheco changed the game technically for them from that right hand side, and what about that? Black and gold are celebrating down there, and deservedly so.
Yeah, absolutely amazing win. The girls in black and gold they played their hearts out. We couldn't tell at half time, but Hallam sort of didn't turn up today. It was all University of Sheffield, all black and gold players, and I think it's just desserts that they've got a 2-0 victory today. So well done, the University of Sheffield. That's absolutely fantastic.
You could really feel the tension in the stadium for those last few minutes there. What do you think really won it for Uni of today?
I think the defensive display when Hallam, in that transitional period between midfield and attack, got into those areas. The University of Sheffield managed to get 2 to 3 players on them on more than one occasion. And we talked about how big this pitch is at Hillsborough. Compared to Norton last year, it's probably, I reckon, about a fifth, a quarter wider than at Norton. So the width was always going to be crucial, and Hallam just could not execute that throughout the second half. Uni did so. They hugged their wingers to the lines, and they got the rewards in the end.
Yeah, I think Holly Evans needs to take a bow because that was an absolutely fantastic performance at the back. Captain this year, 6th year at university, so one of the oldest on the pitch, and you could certainly tell when she was going down with cramp, but she put an absolutely fantastic performance in, and I think she set the tone for the rest of the university girls, and they certainly followed and absolutely played out of their skin. What a game, and I couldn't fault anything that they did today. So well done, University of Sheffield, that was fantastic.
It really was an interesting game, and University of Hallam definitely put up a good fight as well. What would you say, would the coach be saying to those players to come back next year and try and get that win?
I think they've had so many years on the bounce. We don't even know how many years on the bounce that they've won women's football. So they've won the women's seconds. Today they just didn't really turn up. They've got the players, they've certainly got the ability, and they'll see each other in the league next year. So that's probably on their mind to come back. Take a bit of revenge in the league next year, but they definitely should be proud of themselves. That was an excellent display for women's football on one of the biggest stages that they'll ever play on. So we're just glad that it was a great game. It was fantastically played. They were very fiery, very fierce, and an excellent game of football, and has hopefully championed women's football to the wider university.
And even individually, we saw Beth Hope had a great chance for Hallam at the back post twice on 2 occasions, but Emily Batty denied her on the first occasion, and she just couldn't reach that goal on the second occasion there. So Beth Hope will be disappointed with her overall display. She would have been expecting to finish those opportunities, but no doubt University of Sheffield, even in the first half, they created so many that it could have been 3, 4, 5 in the first half. And even when Hallam had a sniff, they were cut out so well by the Uni defence. So it was a team effort from those in black and gold.
And here at 7:45 tonight, we do have live stream, which is the men's finals, which is obviously the last event of this of Varsity this year. And guys, obviously there's a lot that goes behind the scenes that we don't necessarily see, that we spoke a little bit about in the first half. And Millie, you are the chair of the sports committee, is that correct? How has this been for you? How's the run up to Varsity been?
It's been the most tiring week of my life. They've put on a great display. Everyone at Hallam, at Sports Sheffield, have come together. And everyone sees it for the 2 weeks that it is, but we were actually sat here planning Varsity as soon as June last year. So we were sat, day of the summer social, when everyone else is having fun, sat speaking out the logistics of Varsity. There's a strong team of steering behind the scenes, operational, that goes on to create such a wonderful event. And I think these guys need to be applauded, because what a fantastic event it's been. What a steal to get Hillsborough back, to get the ice hockey as well, the boxing. So it's a fantastic display of university sport, and it wouldn't go on without the big work behind the scenes from those Varsity operators as well as you guys at Forge. So I think sometimes people need to sit back and appreciate the work that does go in to create such a magnificent event, and I'd probably say the best Varsity in the country.
I think you're absolutely right, and I do think the spirit of Varsity carries on through the crowd, through the players and all the people behind the scenes. And I think on that note, we're actually going to hand down to pitch side with a player interview.
Sorry. Yep. I'll save it for the interview.
Oh, hello. I think I'm just here with the captain of the victorious women's football team. I'm here with Holly. And how do you feel?
Absolutely incredible. Literally, I've already been crying.
Sheffield Varsity
We've never won this
2018,
fixture in the
round up
history
of
of
Wednesday, the
Varsity,
18th of
I'm
April.
so proud of
Hallam
every girl.
Sports.
We've absolutely smashed it. We won the league, and we thought, okay, let's just give it everything against Hallam. And I can't even put it into words. I'm honestly so buzzing.
And we've already won Varsity, so does it feel even better now?
I mean, like, the pressure was off and away because we'd already won Varsity, but still being able to put your point on the Varsity scoreline is just amazing. So.
And what position were you playing?
Centre back, yeah.
And their defence, they were quite attacking, weren't they?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they did come at us. I think particularly second half when we were maybe tiring a bit, but I just felt we kept it solid. They are in I don't even know. I think it was more just the way we pressed together. We weren't sort of like just going individually. We totally did it as a team, and just it was just great. It was just great. Our 2 goals. I feel like Carly, our first scorer, just kept such composure and just slotted it home. And I think getting that goal when we're ahead was really important, because then we can sort of build on there. And then when Izzy Art, my other centre-back, when she scored the header, amazing.
And how does it feel to play at Hillsborough? Is it quite amazing?
Yeah, exactly. That just makes it even better. I think we've played at Sports Park the last few years, and it's just, to play on this stage, and I feel like every player really rose to the occasion. And yeah, I feel like we've done our coach proud, Mitch. She's great too. I can mention everyone, but yeah.
And I know a lot of teams have been on drinking bans and stuff like that. What have you?
Yeah. I mean, we have been on since tour. But yeah, it's tricky with Easter holidays, because obviously you sort of get out of routine a little bit. But I know every girl's sort of been doing their own fitness when we've been apart, and then we've had a good few training sessions. I think it's almost just more a mental thing. I think we were ready for it physically, and it was just whether on the day we could sort of show up, put the nerves to bed, and just go out there. And I think we did.
And are you going to stay and watch the guys play?
Of course. I can hear the guys shouting for us the whole game, so of course we were already going to stay, but with their support, absolutely. I will not let any girl go home. No, definitely.
And are you doing anything to celebrate tonight?
Of course, going to Raw. Yeah, so we'll probably stay here, get behind the boys, watch the trophy, all that, and then maybe have a little party tonight in Raw.
Well, congratulations and an amazing match, and I'll let you go and celebrate with the rest of your team. Thank you. Back up to you guys.
And we're back up here, and I think we should talk a little bit more actually about the behind the scenes and kind of getting involved. And I think as well, people do get involved in sport in a different way other than from actually playing the sport. I'm aware that you have an AGM coming up if people do want to get involved.
Yeah, so anyone interested in sort of helping sport to get better at the University of Sheffield, keen to join the sports committee. We've got our AGM on the 18th of May, 6 p.m. in the Rainer Lounge. There is free pizza. So if anyone's interested in making sport better, helping run such a fantastic event as today, or our campaign such as Sport for All, then please do get in touch and run for a role.
Yeah, and what I can say as well is Forge also do have their AGM coming up as well, and you can get involved in the media coverage for Varsity and various other events across the uni. Yeah, it's just a great event to get involved with, really, and what I can say is the buzz has been absolutely unbelievable. Are you guys looking forward to the men's?
It's been immense. I've actually just finished writing my editorial for Forge Press earlier on today, and I actually used a quote from Sebastian Coe in it from the London 2012 Olympics about inspiring a generation, and that's what this is about. Not just this event, but the This Girl Can event, the disability and representation in Sport Week. We've had the wheelchair basketball, and now this today as well, with the men's following on later. So it's sports has to be inclusive to everyone. It has to be something which is irresistible to take part in and irresistible to watch. And we have just seen that the fact that none of this can go to script. We can have all the stats, prepare for every kind of situation as possible, and at the end of the day, the talking is always on the field, on the pitch, on the courts, and that's what it's about, really.
Yeah, you've seen today what a fantastic atmosphere it's been already, and we've not even half filled the crowd. So for the men's to come on later, with hopefully what's going to be a sellout crowd, for the tickets on sale, obviously we're not going to sell out the whole of Hillsborough, but to get behind the boys and hopefully cheer on a fantastic game from both Hallam and Uni, will bring a closer what has been a fantastic week of sport, and I can't say enough how much sport brings people together and what it means to people. And you can see here today, and you've seen all week, how much winning means, how much being part of a team means, and how much sport really does affect people's lives. So it's been an amazing week. It's been one of the best weeks ever to be a part of. Let's just hope it's a game to end all games, with a fantastic final.
And I think today has proven, if anything, that you cannot script a match. You cannot tell what is really going to happen. But how do you think the men's going to play out?
Well, I know Jack Farthing, he was the university captain, he's the goalkeeper a few years ago. He said it's going to be a fairly tough match. It's 1-1 last year down at Norton. I sort of commentated that match, and it was an 88th minute equaliser from the University of Sheffield. So this could be very, very tense. I mean, if the futsal has got anything to go by, where we sort of mentioned the 7-0 earlier, Hallam lost 9-0 from that last year, and somehow managed to get a draw this year. It has been the Varsity where things really haven't gone to script, so to be honest, not a clue, but probably a draw. One or draw could be a repeat, I reckon.
Yeah, you've obviously seen the boys were out, the University of Sheffield boys were out cheering on the girls, so hopefully they've taken a bit of inspiration from the win from these guys, going in as slight underdogs, hopefully taking the win, but equally Sheffield Hallam University don't want to go out without a fight. So they've just seen the heartbreak of the girls losing. They want to go out, they want to finish Varsity, and they want to finish as winners. So it's going to be a real feisty battle that I'm really looking forward to watching.
And we will see that live here at 7:45 on this live stream. Until then, we are going to sign off. Thanks for an amazing match, and thanks for watching, guys.